Hello everyone! I'm Buford MC, and welcome back to more GregTech New Horizons. I hope you're all doing well today, and what we're going to be getting on with is making some brand new tools by using our shiny new tool forge which we made last time, and these new tools are going to help us big time in what we need to do. So, before we get on with that though, there is something I want to work on, and as you can see in my inventory, we have some fire bricks and some brick blast furnaces on us, and I want to construct the rest of the blast furnaces I have. So I've moved the two we have in the base, and well, I've got one of them already constructed in front of me here, and what we're going to do is basically just put them in this chunk since it's pretty much out of the way, and I don't want to have pollution inside of the base right now, so this should help to not have that be an issue for us. So if I ever need to get the steel, I just come out here. So I want to show you how you kind of put multiple of these together, and what we're going to do first is set the chunk boundary so I can see that it's all in one chunk. So we're going to use this chunk right here, and I've already got the first one, so the second one we put right next to it, and we're going to share this wall here. So all we have to do is just go over two like this, build up like that, and we put the controller in, and that should be formed. Perfect. So now, for the other two, we're not just going to keep going over on this side, we're going to actually use the back side, because now we're going to use this whole side here to share with these other two blast furnaces that we need to make. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here like this, and I believe, well, we're just going to fill all this in on the first layer. And then for this layer, what we're going to do is we're going to do this right here. Come up like that, and we're going to share, again, this side here for these two. And we should have just enough in order to make everything we need. Put in the controllers, and off we go. So, we've got our 4 blast furnaces now all set up the most efficient way we can. And now all we have to do is load them up with some steel and some blocks of coal coke. So I've got a stack of coal coke blocks on me. I've got 4 stacks of steel, so not steel, iron. Excuse me on that, we're trying to make steel. So iron goes in, we put the blocks of coal coke here, and off we go on that one. Iron in here, coal coke in, off we go on that one. Iron in, block of coal coke, off we go. And off we go. So there we go, 4 blast furnaces all running at once, and in 40 minutes I'm going to get 40 steel now. So our steel production has been doubled again, basically quadrupled from when we only had one of these things, so this is going to be quite good, isn't it? Yes. So steel is going to be really improved now. We should be getting quite a bit of it, so this is going to be quite good that we have it, and now that it's not in the base, I don't have to worry about pollution getting too bad there for now, because eventually when the pollution builds up from all of these things running at once here, it is going to give you some negative effects like slowness, I think, maybe like mining fatigue or something. I think you can even get poison, so it will get a little bit bad in here eventually, so it's good that we don't have that smack in the middle of the base like we did with the other two earlier, so that's good. But yeah, now we got that set up and we're all ready to keep on going. So, let's head back into the base because we are going to make those new tools. Now, before we do that, I want to mention something that we did last time, and I thought we were doing it in a really good way when we won it all. So, we were making this Alumite last time, and we were making it in the smeltery, and let's see if I can pull that recipe up. It was the molten Alumite. And if you look at the recipe, you use molten aluminium, we use molten steel, molten obsidian. Now, we used the ingot recipe, which was a little bit cheap on the obsidian. But overall, it was quite a bit of stuff just to make a little bit of alumite. Well, as it turns out, you don't need to do this. Because what you're supposed to do, at least a more efficient way of doing it, is this alumite dust. And somehow, I just never saw this. We can come here, and there's a recipe to make the alumite dust with 5 aluminium dust, 2 steel dust, and 2 obsidian dust, the same ratio we use in the smeltery, but instead of getting 2 dusts, or 2 ingots, we get 8 dusts, which we just have to smelt in a furnace to get ingots. So, as it turns out, that's really what we're supposed to be doing. So, I've already prepared everything we need, and I have enough to make 1 stack of alumite dust. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to start smelting some of this up. And as you can see over here as well, I have my nice little creosote oil tanks here. So we just come here, hit those, and these are off and running. So we're going to get our Alumite now. And it is interesting because this is from the GregTech one. So this is the GregTech Alumite. The one we made was from Tinker's. So this is the one we are supposed to have. So don't do what I did, because we actually wasted quite a bit of resources on that. Now, by the way, to get the aluminium dust, I have been macerating down all my aluminium gravel ore, so we have all of that in here, so I've got more there. So I've been working on that as well. So, Alumite is something I have built up a bit more, and now because of that, I had an idea, a very interesting idea. So, now that I have Alumite, and I've noticed it uses only a little bit of steel. And other resources that we have include aluminium and obsidian. Now, obsidian we actually have quite a bit of, because we can make these obsidian ingots, and obsidian itself, which I have in here. We have a stack of it still. We can get a lot of stuff from that, so we can get a lot of obsidian out of that. Steel is something we have some of. We don't have a lot of it, but we are making much more of it thanks to those guys over there. Aluminium, though, we only have the aluminium that we get from the aluminium gravel ore. And I just processed all of the stuff that we had left. And here we go. We got a little bit more there. So I've got a little bit of this stuff. In fact, let's go wash this, just so I don't forget for later. In fact, I don't need to have these running either. So let's turn you off. And let's go ahead and wash these. No, we need another water bucket. That's only 2 of these. Where did the rest of the aluminium go? Oh, there it is. How did it get over there? Oh, I was very scared for a second. I lost my aluminium. That would have been real bad. Well, I won't waste water. Well, I guess I can. It's only 2. I mean, we have infinite water here now, essentially. So let's put the aluminium away. So this is the rest of my aluminium. So you're probably going to be wondering, well, we don't have a whole lot. We have a little bit more in here too. But, you know, once I run out of this, I can't make any more, because aluminium gravel ore we just have to find randomly. There's no actual ore for it. Well, I have prepared for that, and I've begun to prepare for that possibility. So I set something up. So let's go over into the little tunnel we have over here. And I have set up a little bit of a small room right here. And in fact, looks like they're ready. So I've begun planting some of these aluminium ore berries. So basically what you need to do with these, in order for them to grow, you need to have them in a dark room. And I put these redstone torches because they emit a little bit of light, but not enough light so that these can't grow. Now, these cannot get to the maximum kind of growth stage because we need an aluminium block underneath of them, and we really cannot do that at this point. But you can still harvest them if they're at the 3rd out of 4th size. So let's go ahead and right click. Let's go ahead and right click and see if we can get some of these. So there we go, we got 16, so I planted 10 of these, and these will just continue to grow again. But yeah, so this is something small I've kind of set up, and I'll probably have to expand this later on, but with this stuff, what we can do is we can macerate it. With 9 of these, we can get an aluminium dust. So this is how we're going to get more aluminium dust as we need to. So I've just set up this tiny little room. Now, something I actually realized after I built this was... Oh, and by the way, also, these are chiseled cobblestone, so mobs can't spawn in here either, because otherwise that would be another problem we'd run into. And it is nighttime. But something else I actually been wondering is, should I have built it up in the little kind of tunnel we have up there? Because, if I remember correctly, these crops, or at least the crop stick crops, grow faster, I think, if they're up higher. But does it apply to the ore berries? Because they are ore berries, so they might be different. I'm not sure. But is that something I should do? Maybe I should build it into that mountain. I should do that room up there. That's something I'm just thinking about. But for now, we have something in there. You know, if I have to build it up there, I mean, I have to go all the way up there if I want to get them, which is a lot longer of a trip than going right into that tunnel. So I'll figure it out, I'm sure. But anyways, though, so we've got our ore berries there. So this is how we're going to get some of our aluminium. In fact, I'll just throw it in here for now, since this is effectively going to become dust. So yeah, that's what we've got with the Alumite. We've got all the resources we need there now, and we have a way of getting them all, which is quite good. And because of that, I've made a decision. As you can see here, we have an Alumite pickaxe head. And I know we've got a steel pickaxe, but by the way, with the steel pickaxe, I've actually added something to this, by the way, recently. So I got a comment as well. That's interesting. Why is there a zombie near here? Is he down here? That's very strange, isn't it? Okay, well, I'll ignore him for now. Might be another area of a cave further down, I'm not sure. Anyways, though, so what I've got over here is we have this obsidian binding. So I actually have, I've already put one on here, I got another one, but what we can do with this is I put the obsidian binding on my pickaxe, and it doesn't change any of the stats on this, except it gives us reinforced 3. And this was a suggestion I had, and I took it. So I think this is quite good, because it increases now our effective durability on here to 1904, which is quite good. And now we have a 30% chance, I believe, of not having our durability decrease when we mine a block with this. Now, after today, we're really not going to use the pickaxe as much, because I'm not going to need it for mining anymore, because we're going to shift over to this mining hammer, which we're going to talk about in a moment. But I'm thinking we should upgrade this to Alumite. And Alumite, I already looked, is going to be a lot better. And we do need to repair this guy first, but I've made my decision. I think we're going to upgrade to Alumite now, because it does require a little bit of steel, but I think it's going to be overall cheaper even to repair this. We've got the resources to make Alumite, and that's the only purpose really of having more Alumite at this point, is to repair the tools, so that could be quite good. So if we take a look at what we get out of this, you'll see our durability goes up by a little over 200, our mining speed goes up by almost a whole number. And yeah, it's not bad. Also, this has a mining level of obsidian, meaning once we level this up, it's going to go to mining level of 6. So this is going to be a good upgrade. And yeah, I think we're going to take it. So, Alumite pickaxe. Now, I'm not sure I'm going to do the shovel. I'm going to have to think about that. But I can do that later on. It's not that expensive. This was only a single ingot for now, but I will have to repair it. Now, I have also the option as well of adding another modifier to this. I could use that Atomic tool rod, but I'm not really sure. It does lower my durability, but yes, I could add another modifier. We'd have 2 modifiers. I could add 2 of these reinforcements, which I did make more of, and we would get to reinforce 5, which would increase the overall durability of this. But the thing is, I'm kind of wanting to save these for the mining hammer, because we're not going to use this much anymore, because this mining hammer, which you'll see, is a lot better than this pickaxe for when I mine ores. I'm not going to be mining ores with this. So we're going to have to just make that decision. But for now, I'm just going to keep it as it is, and we'll see what happens. But let's get on to the discussion of this mining hammer. So what I want to get done today is I want to get these quests here that are connected to the Tool Forge quest. So we're going to make this one, which is the lumber axe. We're going to make an excavator. We're going to make a crossbow, as well as the arrows for the crossbow, so the bolts we need, and the mining hammer. Let's do the mining hammer first, because this is the one I kind of have to put the most thought into on how we want to build it. I think the others, I'm just going to make those more standard. So let's kind of think about how we want to do this. I've got different kind of parts here, and what I was trying to do is figure out if there was something like that binding on the pickaxe we could do, which don't really affect the tool stats. Now, if we look at making a mining hammer, and let's go to the quest actually. So, the quest for the mining hammer, we need a hammerhead, a large plate, we actually need 2 of those, and we need a tough rod. And what we need to do is the quest mentions that we need to make this, or we should make this out of, let's see here, iron, steel, or alumite. And I had to think about this, but I've got some possible options on how we're going to proceed. So let's start with the hammerhead. And if we look it up, actually, let's kind of compare here. What I'm thinking is we go with an Alumite hammerhead. It's going to give us the best mining level. It's going to give us the best mining speed. And the best durability. Basically, it's the best of everything. And it is a bit expensive. It's going to be 8 ingots, but I think we can do it. So I think we're going to go mining the hammerhead of Alumite, which we now have ready. And, in fact, what we're also going to do is we're going to put this Alumite away because it's a different type. So we're going to throw that in, and then we need 5 more. And while that is smelting up, we are going to go take that zombie out because he's making a lot of noise. So let's go find him. I'm assuming he's somewhere under here. He's probably around the bend, but I want to know why he spawned. Oh, he's under here, isn't he? Where is he at? Oh, that's really strange, isn't it? Sounds like he's above us. There must be some hole here. Well, let's get our torch out. He's definitely above us. He's not below us. But I'm trying to figure out where he's at. He's gonna fall on us or something. I can't find him. Ah, well, I'm not gonna spend too much time looking for him. That's really weird though, isn't it? So if I'm standing right here... he must be in here. Is he in here? There he is. Oh, it's just one little block opening, isn't it? Fishing zombie. Oh, we had a little bit of an opening right in this little hole area, and that's where he spawned in. Oh, that's interesting. Let me get a little bit more dirt and fill that in. Alright, well, we solved that mystery. Let's put this stuff away. We don't need these. And I need some dirt. Okay, well that explains why he spawned in, because I was going to say, I thought we had most of that area down there torched up, but I guess we had a little opening here that I didn't ever fill in. Alright, well we dealt with that. And let's go see if our Alumite is ready. So there we go, we got 8 ingots, and now we need to get the hammerhead. And that's going to fill in. So while that's filling in, let's kind of discuss what the rest of the plan is. So here is the hammer, so we need the hammerhead. We need the tough tool rod, I believe it is, and 2 of these large plates. Now, I've got to think about this, but if we look at the large plates, we can see different things here. It also apparently affects the durability, mining speed, and attack. I'm not sure how much it does, but what I'm thinking is, kind of balance things out, I want to try, well, 1 or 2 things. I want to try and get an obsidian piece on one of these. Maybe it'll be the tough rod, maybe it's the large plate. Now, this is just a placeholder, but you can see the tough rod does determine the durability modifier, so let's actually look at that. Because we might want to do the large plate instead, just because the durability modifier might be a bit better. So, let's see. Tough tool rod. Oh, where is it at? What's it called again? Oh, it's just a tough rod, not tough tool rod. So that gives us a durability modifier of 1.3 times. Obsidian is going to give us a 0.8. So I think we're going to go with the large plate then, because that's also easy to make. So I think what we should do then is go with... Yeah, I think what I'm going to do... It's a lot of Alumite, but... I think we need 3 for the tough rod. Let me just confirm that. Yep, we need that and the large plate. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go with 1 Alumite large plate, 1 tough rod, and just have 1 other thing made of obsidian, which is going to be the other large plate. Now, maybe it's wrong, but let me know what you think about that plan. But that's what I'm planning to go with right now. I want to see if we can get the best out of our hammer here. It is expensive, but, you know, I know how to make Alumite now. I know how to get the materials to get more of it. And if I make it out of steel, I mean... I need steel for a lot of other things. Alumite we just need for this. We're not using Alumite for anything else, as far as I'm aware right now. And iron, if I were to make it out of iron, iron's just not that good. So I think that's what we're going to go with. Let's put this away. We've got our hammerhead. Now, for the obsidian, thankfully, we don't need to worry about using the smeltery for that. We can just come right over here, and we can make the large plate in here. Where's it at? There it is, large plate. And that hopefully will give us an extra level of reinforced, which is what I want to do. So you're almost done. Let's see if we can get this on the way. There we go. And we'll do the tough rod out of Alumite first, and then we'll do our large plate. Here's you, and let's get that large plate. So let's go to sleep as well while that's being prepared. And once we do this, we'll make the other tools. Now, the other tools, I think I'm just going to make out of iron for now. Iron's expendable at the moment. I can replace them with something else as needed, but for now, I'm just going to go iron on everything else. So the lumber axe and the excavator. Now, this one actually tells us what to make it out of, so we're going to follow the quest for that one. But I think I'm just going to go iron out of these because I can change those parts out as I figure out what I need for these. The hammer is just something we're going to be using so much, I think. And it's going to be so good. So here's the large plate, and now we're going to be able to see how our hammer's going to look. So let's kind of test this out. So, mining hammer, tool rod, and let's see how this goes. So, we do get the mining level of obsidian, 2.97 mining speed, which isn't really a whole lot. Which makes sense, because the hammer itself usually doesn't have a high mining speed. So, because with the steel, when this is all made out of steel, it says 2.8 durability, 3509. Now, the durability is going to be less because the obsidian's taking that down, but it does come with reinforced 3, meaning I only need 7 reinforced modifiers in order to really get that thing to shine. So, I think this is going to work. It's a lot of alumite. I mean, we're using 19 ingots just to make this, but again, we can make some more, and this should be better. That's the hope. So, I think we're going to take it. There we go. Pro Tinkerer. And that did complete the quest. So there we go. So the first thing I'm going to do, we don't have any modifiers on this right now, but we do have a way of getting a quick modifier on here, and that's because of one of the quests, which was, I think, this one. So we need a block of gold and a diamond, so let's get some gold. Because there is one modifier we absolutely have to have on this. So let's put the block of gold inside of our compressor. And if you're wondering what that modifier is, the modifier we absolutely need is to put is luck. Which is a lot of lapis. I don't even know how much we have. Let's actually get that block of gold first. It'll be done in 3 seconds. There's our block of gold. So now we come over here and we can put this on it. And we get one modifier now. So, we do have a decent amount of lapis. Not a lot, but we should be able to put 2 stacks. I'll get more lapis in between episodes, but let's just go ahead and start putting a little bit on it. So I'll use it up. So yeah, we can put 450, because this is just so good. There we go. 128. I'll get more on it because we do need to get some more. In fact, I think I've got some ores already prepared. Yeah, we've got a lot of lapis, so I'll probably just need to process that, and that should be enough for us. So that'll be quite good. But yeah, we've got our little mining hammer now. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to make the rest of these tools. So I've got the hammer. I've covered the alumite dust. Now we'll do the lumber axe and the excavator, and these, I'm just going to do these normally. So, let's go to the quest. Let's do the excavator first. And then after we make all of these, I'll kind of go over, I think, what we do with them. So, for this one, we're going to need large plate. Okay, let's take a look at that. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to need some iron. I'm just going to make these all out of iron for now. And, let's see, what do we need for this again? Quest book. We need excavator head, which is 8, 8, 3, and 3. You know, maybe we should go obsidian on the tough binding for this guy. I think we will. So we'll go with, I need 19 ingots for this. And in fact, we might as well prepare for this one as well for now. So this one needs a broad axe, large plate. What does the tough binding do, though? Let's actually just confirm that quickly. Does it have any effect? Oh, it does have a durability modifier. So if I look up obsidian... Okay, so it does have a durability modifier then, but it gives us reinforced 3, which I feel like might offset that modifier. Maybe? We'll just go with iron for now. Again, like I said, iron's expendable right now. It's all over the place. We have so much iron. It's expendable. I can afford to expend it, so... let's go ahead and just make it all out of iron. So this will be 3. We need 3 more in there for that one. And for the lumber axe, we need 16, 19, 22. So we just need 22 again. How are we doing on lava? 1.79. We have another one on this side, but I think it goes to that one first. I did swap them at 1.56, so we've got enough lava for now. I'll need to get a little bit more, but we've got some still in our little lava hole back out there. So this is mining up, so we need... Alright, we've got the 19 ingots, so what do we need to make? First, we need excavator head. We got the large plate in here already, so let's do that one. We need an excavator head. Do we need a tough rod at all? Yes, we do. Excavator head, there it is. We need the tough binding as well. That one's done. Molten iron, 36. So we need, for this one, we need a tough binding and a tough rod still, and the excavator head. So that'll fill on in. Tough binding. Tough rod, and that should be everything we need for the excavator. Now we move on to the lumber axe. Oh, we need a broad axe head for that one. Thankfully, I already made all of the casts for every single thing, so we already covered that. Which one is the broad axe? There it is. There's the broad axe. And what do we need for that? We need broad axe head. Okay, so we need a tough rod again. 2 of these. I need a tough binding, we need a large plate, and we need the other stuff. Alright, makes sense. So there we go. We have that one. Let's put these away for now. And we just need the final thing, which is the broad axe head. Guess I can put this Alumite away over here for now. Let's put it right there. Alright, so we've got all of those now, I believe. So let's make our new tool here. And again, as I said, these parts will probably be replaced eventually, but this is a placeholder. Even though it does cost me a bit of iron, I'm not worried about it. So, we're going to go with the broad axe, I guess. And that one, we'll put that, that, and that. So there we go. We've got 1,269, not too bad. Mining speed 2.4, but it only is going to break 1 block. We only need to break 1 block at a time. You'll see what I mean. And the excavator, we need to do that one there. And that one there. So that should complete a few quests. So cutting a tree log by log, so old school, is now done. And mining dirt block by block is so old school, so we got that done too. So I also wanted to get this one, and this one, it does tell you how to make it. So I don't think we need the smeltery for any of this. This is all going to be inside of the pot builder and tools forge. So what do we need? We need to get a wooden crossbow limbs. We need wood, obsidian, and bowstring, which I believe is just string. Do I have string? Yes, I have string in here. We have obsidian in here. And a little bit of wood. So what do we need to do first? Well, in fact, let's just mark all this. So wooden crossbow limb. Crossbow limb. Wood. Oh, you need 4 for that one. There we go, wooden crossbow limb. We need a wooden crossbow body, which is 5. Next, we need to make the obsidian tough binding. Oh, actually, no, I don't have that. That's just a normal binding. Actually, I shouldn't be using this either, should I? Good thing I remember that. We have the obsidian ingots. We should be using that instead. We need 3 of them for this. There we go. And we also need to make the bowstring, which is this one here. Which I believe is made out of string. Yep. So there we go. So now we have that, we can go ahead and make our crossbow. So we'll put in this guy here, this guy here. Feels kind of weird we're making this out of wood. I don't know if there's a better material we're supposed to make it out of at some point later, but there we go. Wooden crossbow with reinforced 3 on it. And that should be another quest. Wonderful, wooden crossbow. So that is going to unlock another quest for us now, which is to make the bolts. So for this we need the tool rod and the fletchling. We need a wooden tool rod and a feather fletchling. And we also need to go to sleep as well. Alright, so now what we need to do is we need to get our feathers. We have some of those. And we need to get a tool rod. I think we can just use a stick in place if I remember. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, it wants me to get a wooden tool rod, so let's get a wooden tool rod. Let's put that stick away. I have wood anyways. Nope, that's a tough rod, tool rod. So we get a wooden tool rod and we get a stick back. Feather fletchling. Okay, so now we have that. And now we need to make the wooden bolt. So, oh yes, I remember this. So what we do here is we put the tool rod on the smeltery, and we actually have to determine what metal we want to put over it. Now, let's see what it says here. So it says, for now you can put either iron, alumite, or steel on the tip of your bolts using the smeltery. Well, I want to get as good as I can. Let's go with alumite. It says iron bolts here, but I'm assuming we can use alumite. It says we could use alumite. Let's try alumite. Let's see what happens. So 1 ingot, I'm assuming, is all we need. We'll give it a shot. And while that's cooking up, let's go ahead and put these away. I still have the feather fletchling, and I don't think we need anything else, so we'll put that away, and we'll put the cobblestone away as well. And then I'll show you all these tools in action. So how far away are you? Oh, you're going to take a few minutes. Well, maybe not a few minutes, but a little longer. Let's go ahead and claim our quest while we're at it. So we've got our lumber axe, which is going to give us some coins and a loot bag. Let's put those coins away. We've got this one, another loot bag. This is another loot bag. And another loot bag. So quite a few loot bags from all of that. I wonder if this one gives a loot bag. Yep, it does. So we're going to get 5 loot bags today. Do we have any stored away in here right now? Nope, that's alright. So let's see if our alumite's ready now. There we go. And let's see if this works. So it is doing something. Let's see if it works. Wooden bolt, durability 38. Break chances 50%. And it's not counting it. Oh, we have to make it still. We haven't made anything yet. So we have to come over here still, and we have to make the bolts, which are where? Arrows, bolts. That goes there, feather fletchling there, and there we go. Alumite bolts, which are going to do something. We have 42 ammo. Now, if I had used iron, we would have had 19, so that's actually quite good. And there we go, we got the quest. So there we go, wonderful. So we can claim that, we get another loot bag. And there we go. So let's go ahead and show you these in action. So the crossbow, I think, is the easiest one to mention. It's just a crossbow. We can shoot this. Just like that. So it's a bow. I think I can get that bolt back as well. But there we go. Yeah, this does take some durability as well. But in fact, I think it's going to be better if we put it in the battle gear slot. I'll put it here and here for now. I'll probably remove these, but Yeah, we can just go into this, and when we need to shoot someone, we can do that. Perfect. So, now for the hammer. Well, let's do the lumber axe first, since it's the easiest one I want to explain first. Because I can do that up here, at least. So, let's go up here and show you how this works. Because the way this works is it chops down a whole tree right from the first block now. No more having to chop down trees manually. So, this tree right here, you can see it's quite a large one. And if I just come here, break the first block, the whole tree's now gone. Just like that, one chop, and it's all gone. So, really, if I can find a big enough tree, then I should be able to get more wood maybe now than I actually do from the little area we have with those oak bonsais, maybe. Because there's some pretty big trees. Now, I'm not talking about like the super mega trees, though. Those you can't even chop down in one hit, because eventually this thing's going to either break or you run out of hunger, I think, and it just stops breaking things. So you end up with a giant floating tree at that point, but there's some decently sized trees I think we could use. We'll see. We'll have to work on that. So that's how you get the lumber axe, and then finally, we've got the hammer and the excavator, which I think are pretty self-explanatory once I actually show you them, but I think the best way to show you is going to be to come down here into the mine area. And let's go ahead and activate these for a moment, just so the drops actually go into here. And this will be the best way to show you. We'll come down here and we'll just start breaking something. So let's go over here. So with this thing, what we should be able to do is we should be able to break a 3x3 area. So there we go. So this is gonna speed up mining immensely. Eventually we'll have stuff like redstone. We'll have, you know, reinforced on this. It'll really be a good hammer at some point. This is gonna be really good to have. Let's put a torch there. And now the excavator. Do we have any? Well, we can do this area here. So basically the excavator is the same thing. It's just a 3x3 area, something like gravel or dirt. Really mines things up a lot faster when you're underground, so yeah, it's quite good. So yeah, these are going to be really good tools. They're going to improve our mining. Torch that up there. And it's going to be good. We don't really need to use this pickaxe anymore from when we're doing the ore veins, because now we're just going to be using this thing. And of course, with the luck, once I get that maxed out, we'll get all of the big ore drops now and stuff like that. So it's going to be quite good. So yeah, that's coming along there. And I think, if I can get back down here actually, because I'm going to lock these. And we're going to end off, I think, by opening up these loot bags that we got. And I think then we'll call it a day. So let's see what we get. Oh, torches. I won't complain about torches. Those are quite good to get more of. Ooh, what's that? Compressed air cell. Okay, that's something we'll probably have to use later on. Apples. We got some sticky resin and some imp skin. The boots, I'm not sure if we had that or not yet. And spawner sheep. Well, we've got plenty of those already. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what we're going to do for today. So we got our new tools, and now we're ready to move on to the next phase of my big plan, which is going to be to expand the base. Now, that is something that we're going to be having to work on now, and I'm going to be moving full on into that now. So I'm not sure how long it's going to take. I'm not sure how much of it I'm going to do, honestly, yet. I'm not even sure what it's going to look like yet. I've had so many ideas in my head, and I won't really know what's going to happen until I actually start, so that's going to be my next task. So, what I'm thinking right now, and I'm going to say what I think will happen right now, and then probably when the next episode comes out, you'll see what actually ended up happening. At least what I have at that point. We'll see what happens. But my current idea, if we look at the map, is I want to expand out to about this area. These are going to be our main new chunks we're going to be working on. We're going to keep this area. This will be used for storage purposes still. But this chunk right here is the one I'm planning as being kind of our main new crafting area. And we're going to have our crafting area in here. And we're going to have kind of some rooms on the side. Basically kind of like this. Now, I don't really know if we need all of that space right now. So we might just go with these two chunks here for now. and eventually I'll expand it so that's all of this at some point. I'm not sure if I'll do all of that at once or if I'll just do a little bit of it for now. We'll eventually also have a second floor up here. I'm still not sure if we're going to do that now or not, but the second floor is really going to kind of be for not really machine stuff. It's going to be maybe for some other stuff. I'm thinking like maybe, you know, maybe when we get the bomb craft or something like that, but that's a long time from now still. So something like that maybe. We'll see. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm planning right now. The dock is going to have to be removed. That was always going to be temporary. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm planning right now. But plans do change. So that's what I think it'll look like right now. What you see in the next episode will probably be much different. But yeah, I'm going to have to get to work on that. It's going to take a while. There's a lot of work I have to do, a lot of digging. But now we've got the tools to get the resources a lot faster. So hopefully, you know, it won't take too long. We'll see. It's day 217 right now, so who knows. But yeah, that's my next goal. And when I come back for the next episode, hopefully I'll have a lot of that done. And we'll be ready to really start progressing. It should be enough space for us to get into more progress. We'll see. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm going here. But we'll see how long it takes. Could be a little bit longer until the next episode. I'm not really sure. But we'll find out. So yeah, I think that's where we're going to leave it for this one. So next time, we'll see what the new base is looking like, how things are looking with the base expansion. I don't know how it's going to look yet, but hopefully we'll find out. We'll see. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.